Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Midnight Musings. I'm gonna be honest, this is actually my second time recording this. The first time I recorded this, I just wasn't very happy with where it went, and I ended up rambling for so long and getting very off track and oversharing, so I'm gonna try this again, try to make it a bit less depressing. I hope you don't mind my choice of gameplay here. I am not very smart when it comes to figuring out what to do in exploration games like this, but I figured it would be just a nice thing to have on in the background. So here we are, Yume Nikki. You feel free to be frustrated with how terrible I am at it. So, first order of business, with it being the holiday season and all, I just wanted to give a little quick reminder that MLM distributors are not small business owners. So if you're buying from them thinking that you're supporting small businesses, turns out you're not. You're supporting a huge corporate pyramid scheme. So if you want to support local small businesses, that's great. Just make sure that you're not actually supporting a multi-level marketing company in doing that, and actually, supporting local businesses and all that they continue to do in their community. So, one of the things that kind of got on my radar that I want to talk about, this sort of thing happens where usually I'll see a little thing that pops up and I want to talk about it, but I feel like I have too much to say about it for a Twitter post, but I don't have enough to say to warrant an entire blog post or a video on it. So I'm just going to talk about it here kind of briefly. I originally saw this post from the small anti-MLM angel on Instagram, so go check her out. Shout out to her for originally posting this. She shared what looked like a screenshot of a video of a distributor. I'm gonna put it up here, but she didn't censor the face, but I just particularly choose to do that. That's my preference. So we can focus on the message more than the individual. And this message in this screenshot really irked me, where she was saying that network marketing is so great, it's the ultimate equalizer. Everyone in an MLM is treated the same. And the reason this frustrated me is because it couldn't be farther from the truth. The entire foundation of an MLM business model is based off of different treatment at different levels. The higher your rank is, the more prestige you get, the more rewards you get. But even then, equality it's just not really a thing. Obviously, there's the different ranks and the treatment between ranks, despite all of these distributors basically doing the exact same job, but getting very different amounts of pay. When we look at an income disclosure statement, the earnings differences from rank to rank, it's disgusting, frankly. That's the best way I can think of describing it right now off the top of my head. But the difference even within these ranks and these titles that they're given, it's still not consistent. The range of pay, even within each tier, is always so huge. Because they say that it's commission pay and stuff like that, which, to be fair, some other types of businesses do that. And I'm not going to go into those types of businesses right now and all the issues with them. I'm going to focus on MLMs right now. But it'd be one thing if it was just commission pay based off of sales. But one, they have to, purchase their inventory, so they're going to be more often than not losing more money than they're making, which we don't get to see in the income disclosure statements. But that's not where the money mostly comes from. It comes from the recruitment. So there's not an equal amount of opportunity for recruitment. It's not how it works. The more people join a business, the less opportunities for recruitment they're going to have. You can only have so many possibilities for people to recruit within a certain area, especially if there's multiple distributors of one company within a certain town or a certain district or something. On top of that, there's such a toxic culture within a lot of these MLMs that we have seen, and we've heard about this from people who have gotten out and shared their stories, that the way these uplines talk down to their teams, it's really gross. And I wouldn't say that that is equal treatment. Like, the differences between building up people and then talking them down depending on how much they're putting into the company and how much is being shown for that, it's definitely not equal, I can tell you that. There's such elitism too, so at the end of the day, the lower rank you are in the pyramid, it's just the less chance you have to be successful, especially if you're jumping in later on. Is it impossible to succeed after joining in so late? Not necessarily, but your chances are very, very, very low. And even if you do find yourself climbing up that ladder pretty quickly, you still have to check and see, am I actually making a profit here when you tally up all the expenses? And is it worth it for all the time and mental strain and terrible community they have to deal with? You know, when you're not being love bombed. So yeah, that post just really bugged me. And I had to get that off my chest. Ugh. So, moving on to more personal stuff. The stuff that nobody likes to listen to. I just got my booster shot like a couple days ago, and I have to say, I am extremely disappointed because here all these people on the internet were telling me I was going to get 5G injected into me. And after 3 doses now, my 5G connection is still god-awful. It is shit. Where's my 5G, guys? What gives? And I didn't get any mutations either, like no cat ears or bat fangs or anything like that. Where's all the mutations I was promised? So fucking disappointing. God, people are ridiculous. And getting into the stuff that I kind of just wanted to get this off my chest, and it does get a little depressing here, but I'm gonna be honest. I've talked about this previously, I'm pretty sure last year at some point, but this time of year is just really difficult for me. You know, there's always this huge amount of pressure during this time of year to not just be happy, but to be extra happy. You're supposed to be grateful. You're supposed to be gracious. You're supposed to, you know, be joyful. That's just kind of difficult for me. You know, it's bad enough, you know, being the only atheist in my family when they're celebrating Christmas, because there's just like this level of feeling like an outcast. I do appreciate that my family tries to be very inclusive of me and spread that love and joy that is one of the most important parts of Christmas to me over anything else. So that's a good thing that I can definitely be grateful for, but at the same time, there's always this sinking feeling in my chest, like, are they really being inclusive of me, or are they judging me quietly? I don't know. So that can be pretty tough to deal with, just those worries. And, you know, I suffer from depression year-round, but I also get seasonal depression on top of that around this time of year. Usually it starts around November-ish and carries on until March-ish. I've just had so much crap happen in the past at least decade or so around this time of year. I have lost several family members during this time of year, like 3 grandparents, and most recently another family member, as I've spoken about before. This is the time last year that she was in the hospital being put on life support, and the anniversary of her passing is coming up, so I know that's going to be difficult enough to deal with, but just thinking about that, it's stressful. This is also kind of the anniversary of time when one of my most important friendships it fell through, and I knew that it was over. And it really sucks thinking about that, because when you really care about someone and you have such good memories with them, seeing that friendship fall apart is just really awful. And every time I think about this person that used to be in my life, I think about how great it used to be and just how badly things fell through. So I have to put up with that. And there are other things that occurred around this time of year that I'm not going to go into any real details about it, but especially a decade ago, it was a very difficult time in my life. I was definitely at my lowest, and I think I don't want to use the term PTSD because that doesn't seem appropriate, and I don't want to, self-diagnose or anything, but it feels like, how do I put this, that my self-conscious kind of just retreats into the mentality when it remembers everything that I was going through at a certain point. And I kind of devolve back into that state a little bit because of those unpleasant memories. Even if I know that I'm in a better place now. And I'm very proud of how far I've come these past years. But still tough around this time of year, not gonna lie. I have stuff that I can look forward to right now, especially this year. We are very close to my sister's due date. My little niece is coming any day now, you guys. I am so excited. But at the same time, I'm so nervous because I'm not good with kids. And I'm so afraid that I'm going to suck at being an aunt for this little one. I want to be the best I can be, but I'm just so worried I'm going to mess up. I should be focusing on the positive things going on right now, but instead my brain tends to focus on the negative things, and I hate that. I hate how mean my brain is. I just want to take it out of my school and shake it and go, hey you, good stuff going on right now. Can you think about that for 10 minutes, So yeah. And there's just other various stress factors this time of year, making sure gifts are taken care of and wrapped up. I have a trip up to visit my sister and her husband. I should say my sister and brother-in-law for an early Christmas, as they can't come down here to celebrate because they need to stay in their town, close to the hospital, this close to the due date. She should not be traveling. So we're going to celebrate early. And then we're still trying to figure out what actual Christmas plans are going to be like. There have been some complications in figuring out visiting certain people because certain stuff came up. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but it has been kind of wonky on that situation, which does not help with the stress. Real life just keeps throwing me curveballs, and I can't wait for my fucking break to happen, Things are gonna bounce back sooner or later. I know it. But for now, it's just hard to envision the positive future. I'm trying to, though. I am trying. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. This recording has definitely gone better than the first one, so I think I'm going to go with this take instead. If you watched this far, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you sitting here and listening to me vent like the pathetic person I am. If you want to see more content like this, or if you want to be alerted when my regular content comes out, such as my fictional cult breakdowns and my anti-MLM content, and any deep dives I do, please consider subscribing to the channel. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You can check out my blog at multilevelmess.wordpress.com. I also have a Ko-fi page if you'd like to consider donating to the channel to help me continue doing what I do. No pressure, obviously. And if you have anything you would like to hear me talk about besides my own pathetic life on here, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments as usual. And you can also shoot me a message or a comment on Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure if I'm going to have anything else put out this year. It really depends. I'll have to see how things go. But I don't think I'm gonna have anything else until after Christmas. So regardless of how I feel about things right now, I hope you all have a safe holiday season. Take care of each other. And I'll see you back in the graveyard very soon.
The wind whistles softly, it's out of tune. Pink sunset has fallen, winter is coming. Heartbreaking softly as I look to